Good morning, everybody, waking up to a beautiful Saturday, and good evening, everybody, finishing up a wonderful Friday. My name is Shakwe Tuya, and I welcome you to day number 3 of wonderful things we're going to be talking about: inspiration, positivity, uplifting you, contributing, and giving to your souls for 26 days. I'm so blessed to have you, and I thank you for joining me and for watching my videos and giving me feedback. So today I want to talk about pulling away from the pack. So I read a story. This is a true story of a man named Monty Roberts who owns a beautiful horse ranch in California. So Monty tells of a story when he was in high school. They were given homework by an English teacher to go ahead and write a paper about their dreams, about what they want to do when they grow up. So Monty went and wrote a 7-page paper describing his goals of someday owning a horse ranch. So he wrote it in great detail. He even drew it. To a 200-acre ranch, showing location and big details of having a 4,000 square foot house in the horse ranch. So he put this into heart. And then he submitted the paper to the teacher. And then 2 days later, the paper was returned to the students, and he discovered that he had gotten an F. So in front of the paper, it was written an F with a little note saying, "See me after class." So dispirited, of course, discouraged, he went to see the teacher and asked the teacher, "Why did you give me an F?" To which the teacher said, I gave you an F because this was a very unrealistic dream for a young boy like you. You have no money, you're from a poor family, and you have no resources. And as your teacher, it's my responsibility to steer you in the right direction so you're not disappointed in life. He even told him that owning a horse ranch requires a lot of money, and I don't think you know that. You have to buy land, you have to pay original breeding stock, fees and all that, and there is no way a boy like you will afford that. So I'm going to give you a second chance, he told him, to go rewrite this paper and be more realistic, and I will reconsider the grade that I gave you. So Monty Roberts went home and, of course, talked to his dad and said, "Hey, Dad, I received this. What should I do?" Asked advice from Dad. "What should I do?" To which the dad responded by saying, "Hey, this looks like a very serious decision. I'm going to have you decide what you want to do because it sounds like it's serious." So he sat on this for about a week, trying to decide, what should I do? Should I rewrite or should I not? And then after a week, he decided that he wasn't going to. So he returned the paper to the teacher and said, "Hey, I'm not going to rewrite this. You can keep your F. I will keep my dream." Pretty neat, right? Keep your F. I'm keeping my dream. So guess what? He told this story years later in front of his friends in a big fundraiser that was being held in his 4,000 square foot house in the middle of his 200-acre horse ranch that he had dreamt about. In fact, he adds by saying he has never, he kept that letter, he kept the homework, he kept the grade, and it's framed in his house by his fireplace. This story even doesn't end there. That years later, the same teacher brought 30 kids to camp on his ranch for a week. And upon leaving, they had a conversation, and the teacher said, "Hey, I can tell you this now, Monty, that for years as I was a teacher, I was a dream stealer. During those years, I stole a lot of dreams from kids. And fortunately, you, Monty, you are highly spirited, and you did not let me steal your dreams." Pretty neat, right? So I'm going to ask you the same question. Who have you let in to steal your dreams? Have you let someone steal your dreams from you? Whose voice have you listened to? Whose voice have you believed? It doesn't matter. Sometimes you may have people who you respect talking you out of your dreams. This teacher was so well-meaning. But I want to talk to you today to tell you, do not ever let school grades define you. If you're listening to this and you didn't do well in school, there are so many stories about not doing well in school. Grades are wonderful, but do not ever let them define you. And then don't hold grudges when haters tell you that you're not going to amount to anything. All you need to do is show them, and then move away from them so far that you're never going to hear them again, that they will hear about you or read about you. You know, I was listening to Maya Angelou, one of the YouTube interviews that she had, and she talked about when she was about a time when she was 18 and she was ready to move out of her mother's house to go pursue her dreams. And there's one advice that her mother gave her, that do not let anybody raise you. Remember, you've been raised. So I'm going to tell you the same thing. Do not let anybody raise you. You've been raised by God. Do not let anybody talk you out of the things that God has birthed in you. You know better. You've been raised. Do not let anybody raise you or talk you out of your dream. So I know sometimes you can ask yourselves like, okay, you know, is it complicated? What does it take to pursue your dream? It doesn't have to be complicated. You know, there are only 7 musical keys. And look what Beethoven did with 7 musical keys. And then there are only 7 colors of the rainbow. Look at what artists do with it. Look at what Michelangelo did with it. There are only 10 numbers, so is it 9? And look what Warren Buffett has done with those numbers. Money is a numbers game, right? So it does not have to be complicated. And sometimes you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to change my life drastically? I'm afraid that I'll change who I am. No, you don't have to change much. How much change do you need to make? Not much. You know, they say at 211 degrees Fahrenheit, water is hot. And then at 212, water boils. And with boiling water, steam comes out. And with steam, you can power a train. So 1 degree of difference. So I'll encourage you that you don't have to do a lot of change. You just need to change one thing, probably. One thing at a time. And it's going to steer you to a right direction, to a different degree. Just 1 degree, just like water. And then sometimes, you know, you're going to wonder, you're like, I don't have all the answers. You don't have to. If you've watched the game of Jeopardy, the rules are the person who presses the buzzer first is the one who wins the game. And you don't have to have the answers. You can press the buzzer and then think about the answers later. So is life, and so are your dreams. Get in the game without the answers and think about the answers later. That's how to win. So I want you to win. I'm rooting for you. God is with you. Your life is so bright. Like Oprah once said, that somebody told her that your future is so bright, it burns my eyes. I'll tell you the same. Your future is so bright, it burns my eyes. So go dream, go and do great things. You already have the power. You've been commissioned. Go. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow for day 4. God bless you.